allowed to get drunk before recording anymore because you're fucking obnoxious.
I'm not even drunk. Hey guys, and welcome back to Raw and Explicit with me.
Who are you?
I'm Ryan.
And me, Andrew.
That's stupid.
You are wasted, and today's episode is going to be hysterical because
you guys are welcome.
You are fucking wasted.
I'm not. I'm just slightly buzzed.
Okay.
So today we're going to talk about what?
Friends with benefits.
That gets nobody anywhere.
Or it gets everybody everywhere.
All right, well, let's dive in. What is the purpose of it?
Well, what are your thoughts on it? Do you think friends with benefits is
It's great as long as nobody gets feelings, but everybody's going to get feelings. You can go in being like, hey, Kevin, let's just do X, Y, and Z.
I am so proud of you for using a different
But
name.
then Kevin is going to fuck you right in your mouth and fall in love with you.
So Kevin's going to fall in love with you?
Whoever is fucking him in the mouth. Or whoever he's fucking in the mouth. I don't care what Kevin does.
Is Kevin falling in love or is the other person falling in love?
Either way, there's always a friend with benefits that falls in love.
Aren't there instances where they both fall in love?
This is not a movie. This is not like The Little Mermaid where like Ariel and Eric are just laying on the sand, like grinding on each other.
So you don't think friends with benefits is a good idea then?
And I think it's a great idea as long as you can set the boundaries and really stick to them. But nobody does that.
Okay.
Do you agree or disagree?
Have you ever had friends with benefits?
No, I just have guys with dicks that I suck a lot.
But
Is that a friend with benefits?
Are you friends?
No, I don't fucking know them. I don't know nothing about them.
So it's the same guys over and over again.
Why'd you make it plural? There's one.
Okay, so it's the same guy. Because you said guys, you said dicks. You made it plural.
All right, so yeah, I lied. There is plural. There is more than one dicks.
Well, let's talk about one. There's one guy.
Okay.
So is there one guy that you see a lot?
Yeah, but we don't have a title.
Okay, friends with benefits usually doesn't have a title. Some
Don't
people
you go in knowing that like this is what the plan is?
No, not necessarily.
Okay, so we didn't do that. So there's no plan.
Okay, so you hook up whatever way, shape, or form. You hook up frequently enough. Maybe not frequently, but frequently enough, right? Multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And do you do anything other than hook up?
Yes.
Okay, then he's a friend with benefit.
What is hooking up though?
It doesn't matter. Making out, sucking dick, fucking, any and all of the above.
So what is a friend without benefits?
You don't hook up. Yes.
About your weekday?
Yeah. It's like you with your girlfriend.
So I'm like, hey Kevin, how was your Friday? Was work tough? And they're like, blah, 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 blah. And I just blow him and now we're friends with benefits?
No. If you blow him.
He's my boyfriend.
No. He's a friends with benefits.
Okay.
Have you ever hung out?
Outside of his bedroom now.
Okay, so it's only been in his bedroom.
Yes. Well, it was in my parents' basement a couple times.
Okay. Have you ever had a conversation?
About what?
About life. About anything other than hooking up?
No.
Nothing.
I'm a whore. This means I'm a whore.
So you've had conversation about sucking his dick?
No. We had conversations about like, why am I here? And things like that.
Why are you here?
Yeah, like, why am I here to suck your dick all the time?
So do you want something more?
I don't. He's like 14. Not really. That's disgusting. I'm kidding. But he's like a child.
Does he want
He's
something
like
more?
28, but like that's a child to me.
Does he want something more?
I don't know. I don't care. I don't want anything more.
Oh, then I don't understand what you're saying.
I just want to drain that monster.
Because it is a friends with benefits situation, and neither of you wants more. So I don't understand.
I've never done that. What is friends with benefits? Do they want more?
You're the one implying that they do want more. If somebody falls in love.
I just feel like that's what happens. I don't know. In my circumstances, I guess it's never happened. But I've never fell for someone I was friend, but I've also not done this a lot.
You have.
Have I?
Yes.
Who was I friends with benefits for?
You've had lots of friends with benefits.
Who?
Somebody that you
Andrew Aaron, please tell me.
somebody that you hook up with on multiple occasions, that you've hooked up with more than one time, and nothing has ever come from it. And there was never a plan or a thought of a relationship. That is a friends with benefits.
So the guy that ruined our relationship is friends with benefits with me?
The guy who
The guy who ruined our relationship.
My person?
Yes, your person. We've hooked up on multiple occasions and never had any expectation to make anything of it.
So yeah, I mean, at that time, yes, it was a friends with benefits situation. That's how the whole thing started, was a friends with benefits situation.
You're welcome.
And then somebody fell in love.
You
I didn't. He did.
fell in love?
Yeah.
I don't blame him. You're pretty great.
Oh, God.
You're not that great.
I mean, ultimately, I did fall in love eventually, but I didn't fall in love first.
That's disgusting. You guys are gross faggots.
Oh my
I'm just
God.
kidding.
Okay, so
But no, I think we were all friends with benefits at one point.
correct. So have you had any other friends with benefits? What other thoughts do you have on friends with benefits?
That it's toxic and it's messy. I would not say don't do it because I'm still doing it with certain people.
Can you put
But I can't
yourself,
say-
can you put yourself in a position where it's not toxic and messy for yourself?
No, because
Maybe not for the other person, for yourself. Can you
No,
put yourself?
because that situation in general, to me, is toxic and messy.
So then why do you do it?
Because I'm toxic and messy. What do you mean?
Fair.
I have no shame in who
Fair.
I am.
Fair.
I know that I know what I want in life, but I don't know how I'm going to get where I'm going in life, and I'm going to fucking enjoy every second of it. I don't have any shame. It's going to be messy. It's going to be toxic. Us doing this podcast is fucking toxic.
Yeah, I know.
So who cares? I don't care what people have to say. I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm going to enjoy it. And I am enjoying it. And it is what it is.
So what are my thoughts on friends with benefits?
I
you
didn't
asked?
ask. I sure did not ask because I don't care.
I'm pretty.
Wait, hold on. Hey, Andrew, what are your thoughts on friends with benefits?
I'm pretty sure this has to work both ways. That's how this podcast
No,
works.
it's all about me. Me.
It's both of us here. So my thoughts on friends with benefits is I think that it can be okay. I think that it takes, just like everything else, just like every fucking episode that we've talked about. Communication. Exactly.
This podcast should just be called communication. Because we literally tie everything we say back to communication.
But I mean, it's true.
And it is. Like with anything in life, it's communication.
Yeah. So I think that it can work. I think that as long as people are honest, they're honest with themselves first and foremost, and then they're honest with the other person. So as long as you go into it, and maybe you don't start that way, which is fine. Maybe there's different thoughts, or maybe it starts as a friendship. Maybe it starts as hopes of a relationship, and you're like, you know what? This will never work as a relationship, but maybe we can remain some sort of friends and maybe have sex.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's always like someone who's catching feelings, and it's always ugly, and someone always gets hurt.
But it's not, because you just said, like, in your situation right now, neither one of you has feelings and no one's going to get hurt.
I don't know his feelings. He might be sitting at home crying after I suck his dick. I don't know.
I doubt it.
He probably is because I suck a mean dick. He might be crying because I drained him so well.
Got it. I mean, if he hasn't attempted any sort of additional communication or anything more, I would say that that's not how he feels.
So here's the thing. Before the last couple times we were just like bing, bang, boom out. The last time he was like, kiss me. And I was like, why? He's like, maybe I want to know you more. And I was like, huh? And then I made out with him because I didn't know what else to do. But I was like caught off guard.
Well, did you say, or did you stop?
In my mind, I went, and then I just sucked his dick more and made out with him.
But you didn't actually stop, or you didn't actually say anything. You literally just did it.
I was already in the moment. You can't talk to me while I'm mid-stroke and suck and be like, I want to love you. Because I don't want to love you. I'm not here to love you. I'm here to get you off.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe he is
I don't
catching
need you to tell me nothing.
You're asking me, so you do need me to tell you something.
This is not me asking you. This is our listeners listening for advice.
Anyway.
And if I'm going to ask for advice, you're going to be the last person I ask for advice.
Why? First off, you ask me for advice all the time. Let's just be clear about one thing. Second off, why the fuck aren't you going to ask me for advice?
All right, first off, let's go back to the last thing I asked you advice for.
Are you asking me?
Yeah. Tell our listeners what's the last thing I asked you for fucking advice for.
I don't remember.
Nothing. Because it was nothing.
No, that's not true.
Andrew Aaron, I've never asked you for advice for anything.
Yes, you have.
All right, well, I would be happy to be vulnerable and be a hypocrite because you know I don't give two fucks.
You asked me for advice regarding that person that you were talking to for a little bit. The situation.
A little bit or 2 years?
No, the situationship that you put yourself in.
The fat sloppy one?
No.
Oh.
You also asked me advice multiple times regarding your last relationship and what to do.
All right, so I was lost. That was it. My situationship.
Correct. So you have asked me for advice.
I'm not gonna lie. Now that we've talked through this, I have asked you for advice, but I don't know why. Because I don't. You're toxic. I don't trust your advice.
That's not true.
Andrew Aaron, we're both toxic.
I have toxic traits sometimes.
We are both toxic. Do not save face. We're both trash.
I'm not. No.
Listen, we are both incredible humans, and any man or woman would be happy to be with us, and we would treat them like gold. We both know this. But we both have tendencies that make us toxic. I'm better than you, yes. I saw it with your eyes. You were saying you're better than me, right?
No, I don't.
Trash.
I have had toxic traits at certain times, at certain points in my life. But generally, overall, I am not toxic.
Would you say I am?
Yes.
Wholeheartedly.
Wholeheartedly,
Okay.
yes. You do things specifically to get a reaction.
I'm not going to deny that.
That is a toxic behavior, that you do that in general, regardless of what the relationship
I
is.
just want to feel loved and pretty, and like that's toxic for me to want my boyfriend to tell me I'm pretty or handsome.
Okay, first off, we're not talking about just in a relationship.
But that is the most toxic thing I do is for boys to tell me I'm pretty.
It's a toxic trait that you have that is consistent.
My most toxic trait is being connected to you in any way.
Okay, bye. Peace.
That's what makes you toxic, is I want to be pretty.
It's not about being pretty. It's about getting a reaction from somebody. You've literally done things to make people mad to get a reaction. You've done things to make them happy to get a reaction. Whatever reaction you want in that moment, whatever you want to feel in that moment, you create the scenario to get it. It's manipulative. And it is toxic.
No.
If you are,
I'm just helping people understand and guiding them towards their feelings that they're already having.
Got it. Moving on.
Have I manipulated you ever? You're going to say yes. I regret asking you that sentence.
Have you manipulated me ever? In the 11 years that we were together? Yes.
Oh.
Hundreds, maybe thousands of times.
That's so dramatic.
Am I wrong?
Yes. I will look you right in your soul and tell you.
So, hold on.
I've never manipulated you or any man in my life.
I want to go back and
men now? Yes.
I want to go back
stupid. I
want to find the vocal of you saying.
John, if you're listening.
I need you to find the vocal of you saying that you always get what you want
Okay.
because you make it happen. That is manipulation.
Because I make it happen is not manipulation. I'm like looking into their souls and making them feel heard and handsome.
Yeah, you're
I'm not
manipulating them.
No, I'm helping people understand, like, I think you're handsome and I would choke on it. And you might take me to Vegas. No, that's not manipulation because I want to blow them for taking me on a vacation.
Okay. Moving on. Back to friends with benefits. So,
Do you have any?
I
have a
have.
friend with benefits right now?
No.
What you do have right now is a really bad hairstyle because your hat is on. In
What?
this awkward way.
My hair looks good. I always look good.
Well,
Thank
keep
you.
your hat off. Like, you look fine.
Anyway, I mean, I have people in my life that if I were to call up and be like, hey, you want to fuck? Hey, you want to come suck my dick?
And they would?
They would.
Who are they?
I'm not going to sit here and
You
put
guys are
names in.
disgusting faggots.
Stop it. But no, I mean, there are definitely people that I could, for sure. But I wouldn't consider that a friends with benefits because we don't actively do that.
So
Like,
what
it's
is that
not
then?
like-
What's the circumstance for that? Is that
Um,
breadcrumbing where you're like, I'm so desperate, I just need my dick wet?
No, because it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
So
I'm
you
saying,
just
like,
feed into the idea of it? What do you mean?
I mean, there are a couple people that maybe I do feed in a little bit. Okay. But no, I would say that if anything, if I was to label it, because I don't think that there really is a label, but if I were to label it, I would say that I've probably friend zoned them. So, like, I don't see us as being more than friends. There might be a desire from the other side to do more.
Because you're so desirable.
No. But I would also say that there are instances of that for me as well. I would say that there are instances where I desire more with certain people that I talk to. And if presented, maybe it would be something more. So maybe I've been friend zoned as well.
Do you often think that people that you're friend zoned by are out of your league? Wholeheartedly.
No.
So there's like some fat dumpy thing that's like trying to be your friend and they friend zone you?
No.
That's what I'm saying. So like,
I wouldn't consider them out of my league. Like, I would say that we were equal in our league. What do you like?
what league are you playing? Because half these motherfuckers are not in my league.
The people that I'm talking to? How do you know what the people I'm talking to are in what league to
We're
you?
probably on the same fucking page with the same dirty.
I'm not on anything, so no, we're not.
Andrew Aaron, you are on something because you've popped up and I'm like, swipe left.
Okay, well, if I popped up, it's because I am on them, but I'm
And
not
you're the same dirty
actively on
trash
them.
bag that I am.
But I'm not actively on them. I'm not on apps. I'm not.
What apps are you on? So the
Hinge.
boys can know.
I'm on Hinge
Boys listen to Hinge.
and Tinder. And that is it.
That shirt's stupid. What is that shirt?
Anyway, stop. So back to the friends with benefits. I've had friends with benefits. I've had people that I can say one recently that started as a potential relationship. Like, that was the thought process of let's go down that. Let's get to know each other. Like, let's lead to that. And it didn't work out. We weren't going to work out as a relationship.
But like you both went in knowing like we're just gonna be friends. We're gonna like
No, we went in
friends
thinking
with benefits, right?
no. We went
That's what
in,
you just said.
That's not what I just said. Listen to what I'm saying.
John, play this back. That's what he just said.
Hi, friends. Editor John here. Ryan might be a little drunk on this one, but let's play it again.
I can say one recently that started as a potential relationship. Like, that was the thought process of let's go down that. Let's get to know each other. Like, let's lead to that. And it didn't work out. We went in looking for a relationship. We went in going on dates. We went in thinking that that's where we were going to go. That's not where it was going to go because we both realized fairly quickly
One is more toxic than the other.
that we weren't going to work out in a relationship. So
Why not go into it more as friends with benefits before you go into dating then? Is it easier that way to like date, like be a friend than date them? Or is it easier to go into dating them and then be like, no, thanks, girl?
let me finish my thought before we get into that. So
Bad attitude.
we went in attempting a relationship. It wasn't going to work. We decided to remain friendly. Maybe not friends. Let's see what happens. Let's see where things go. And we remained a little bit more than friendly. And we hooked up a few times during the times that we hung out. So in the end, it became a friends with benefits type situation. We hung out, we went places, we went out together, we traveled together.
Were you both on the same page though?
I think for the most part, yes. I definitely think that there were times that maybe one of us wanted something more than the other. But I think that throughout the entire time, I think we were both very communicative. Yes, that.
That's such a good part.
I think that we communicated pretty well throughout the entire thing. Like, if I was feeling a certain type of way, I communicated that. If he was feeling a certain type of way, he communicated that.
But did you communicate it the right way? A lot of times
Absolutely not.
That's the thing, is a lot of time communication is done wrong.
Yeah.
Because we're like in the heat of things, or like things have surfaced and I want to bring this to your attention. And
I think that communicating can definitely be tough sometimes, because I think sometimes you're trying to spare the other person's feelings. So sometimes you're kind of stepping on eggshells, tiptoeing around the situation. You're not directly coming out as clear as maybe you want to, because you don't want to hurt the other person's feelings. And I don't want to say that there's completely something wrong with that, but sometimes you have to be direct. Sometimes you do. And then I think to your point, sometimes it is in the heat of the moment. It's emotional based, and sometimes it comes off too harsh.
it's almost hurtful because people are like, wait, what? You've never said this to me before. And where is this coming from? That's why I think people need to communicate from the jump about everything.
Right. Absolutely.
Our podcast should just be called Communications.
You've said that already
I know,
on
but
this
like,
episode.
but we have no advice giving people. We have no business giving advice on communication because that's clearly not what we've ever done.
You and me?
Yes.
You and me didn't communicate well? Is that what you're saying?
Did we not?
The fuck we didn't?
Then what the fuck happened?
Are you kidding me right now?
We communicated so well, then what happened?
Communication isn't everything.
I know, like when you bring in sloppy seconds, that breaks it up.
Oh my
I'm
god.
just kidding. Go ahead. Back to second chances. I'm just kidding.
It's not second chances. It's friends with benefits.
There's too
Oh
many
my God.
episodes.
How many episodes are you going back now?
This is like 13 or 14 now.
Anyway, what was your question that I ignored a second ago?
Tell me how pretty I am. I don't remember. I have no idea. I don't remember what I did yesterday.
I remember your question.
Shocker.
Should you go into a relationship as friends first, or should you go into a relationship
Oh, that's
attempting
when
to
you
date
shut me down. Me
first?
like, let me finish my statement.
Right, because you're always cutting off my thought, and nothing ever makes sense. So let me finish my thought.
Do you remember our last person's write-in?
Yeah, they said you're trash.
Yeah, they said you're fucking saving face. Like, suck my dick, bitch.
There's nothing to save. I'm not saving any
He's
face.
trying to save something, and it's not going to be any. God bless. Thank you, Dave.
Anyway, I think that you should be honest about what it is that you're looking for. So when you go into whatever the quote unquote relationship is going to be, what you want it to be, you should be honest about it to begin with. If you want to go into it as just friends with benefits, if you want to go into it as just benefits, if you want to go into it as just one single hookup, if you want to go into it as let's build a relationship, let's date, let's figure it out, you need to be honest about it.
But I think people often feel that they want to be one versus the other. And then when they get into it, they're like, oh, I like this person way more than I thought.
And that's fine. And that is to be
They're not
expected.
communicating. They're silently falling in love with them, and then they're like,
And
"You
that's
broke my heart because you fucked this other man or woman."
And that's where the problem lies, is when your feelings change, you have to communicate that. So if you go in thinking, I want to date this person, like I'm going in, we're going to date, we're going to see if a relationship works. Is it easy for you to stop talking to them? Is it easy for you to break things off with them if it doesn't work? Is it easy for most people?
I don't think it's easy for anybody. They can say it's easy, but no one's breaking things off in any way that's easy.
Is it easier than any other scenario?
No.
Yes, it is. What are you talking about? So if you go into something and you're thinking, I want to date this person, I want to see if we can build a relationship, and you go on a date or a couple dates and you realize, hey, I don't like them, this isn't going anywhere. Yes, it's easy to break things off. It's easy to stop. Whether that be ghosting, whether that be just stop talking to them, it's easy to end it at that point. Correct?
No, maybe for you it's easy, but it's not easy for everyone.
So what do people do? They stay in a fucking relationship and they try to build something that's not
Yes, that's why half our friends and family are in a relationship.
No, that is when they're in a relationship. You're not listening. I said when you first start dating somebody and you're trying to figure it out, you've only been on 1, maybe 3 dates top. You're not in a fucking relationship. You don't live with them. That's
How
not
do you
what I'm
know?
saying.
Some people move in really quick. It might be a lesbian. You don't know. But also, some people fall in love very quick, and they were like, I'm going to give this a chance in my own mind. None of us know how anybody else is feeling.
I literally just said that they didn't fall in love. That they.
Well, now they did. I'm saying they did fall in love.
Okay. Anyway. You're not allowed to get drunk before recording anymore because you're fucking obnoxious.
I'm not even drunk.
So anyway, that's starting in a dating type scenario. If you start in a dating type scenario, you go in a couple dates in and you're like, I don't think this is going to really go anywhere in terms of a relationship, but you're fun to fool around with. Maybe we can be friends with benefits. Maybe we can, whatever.
Do you know any circus acts?
Acrobatics. Not necessarily circus. They're not putting their head in a lion. They're not fire taming.
They might be.
It's acrobatics.
Got it. So they do more of a sit and spin type thing.
So we get into a few dates in and we realize that maybe it's just friends with benefits. Maybe it's just friendly. Maybe it's nothing more than that. I think that this becomes a little bit more difficult to communicate because I think that you genuinely like them as a person. You're starting to get to know them. You don't want to cut things off entirely and you want to be mindful of the other person's feelings. So at this point, yes, you do need to communicate and you need to figure it out. And I think that becomes tough. But if you communicate and you're like, listen, maybe we just be friends. Maybe we just be friends with benefits, whatever.
But there's so many times where the one that's like, let's be friends, says that just to save face and keep you in their corner.
Keep you in your corner for what? Like as a
they
backup
can,
plan?
Yes, so they can like breadcrumb you and potentially like suck your dick when you're drunk. And that's why I don't trust the situation that I'm in often because they're like, let's just be friends. I'm like, no, because I know what your intentions are. You're not being honest. I know what I want. I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
But you're just like waiting for me to fall asleep so you can like gag on my dick. I don't trust that.
So, do you not know how to set boundaries?
I do know how to set boundaries because I've been in therapy now. My therapist.
But you're
taught me how to
not
stop.
setting them boundaries.
No, it's straight men. I'm not. No,
Got it.
I wholeheartedly am always setting boundaries, and I know how to do it very well. Will you agree?
I have no idea.
I mean, I guess I have no reason to set boundaries with you because I don't talk to you that often. But like with men in my life in other ways, I'm just like, this is what I want, X, Y, Z. This is what's going to happen, X, Y, Z.
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't happen, I'm like, bye, Y, Z.
So you're
not boundaries.
So you're not in any situation where you have set the boundaries and said, this is all I want, or this is what I want, and they haven't crossed those boundaries in any sort of way.
No.
Well, what example did you just give?
What?
You literally just gave an example of they're trying to suck your dick while you're sleeping.
No, that wasn't me. I was saying in general. That's not my example. All my boundaries are set, and the boys know where they stand.
Got it.
I was talking more for you. I'm kidding.
For me?
No, I'm just talking more for people that don't understand boundaries. Like, they're just like, oh, like they lie to you. They're like, oh, I'm going to be your friend. And you're like, why are you sleeping over? Why did you just swallow my load? A lot of guys want to set boundaries and be friends, and they have these like circumstances they'll never pass and blah, blah, blah.
But I think that is still acceptable, though. Like, okay, so you are setting yourselves into a friendship type thing, but it is a friends with benefits type thing. So you do hook up, you do get your dick sucked, you do suck a dick, whatever the case may be. Like, why is that a bad thing?
I didn't say it was a bad thing, but that's not the expectation that I set with prior humans.
Are you talking about yourself? Because you just said that that's not yourself.
I'm just saying in general.
Are you talking about me?
No, I don't know your situation. I have no idea. I'm just saying multiple men create a situation in their own head and they say these different things that they don't mean. And then it backfires because they didn't get what they wanted because they weren't honest from the jump. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yes or no?
To an extent. So, moving on. So, I think that starting as friends, so sometimes you meet somebody, sometimes you are honest and you say, listen, I don't want a relationship at all. That's not what I'm looking for. Let's start as friends. Let's build a friendship. Let's be friends with benefits. Essentially, I want to know you more than just an anonymous hookup, but I don't want a relationship with you. So we can fuck, we can hook up, we can do whatever, but I don't want anything more than, I don't want anything more. I don't want a relationship with you. Is that okay, in your opinion?
Yeah, as long as the boundaries are set.
Okay. But now you're saying that there's a thought that maybe one person starts getting feelings.
Yeah, there's always one person will feel a certain type of way.
Okay. So this
I don't
one
care what boundaries are fucking set. Someone's going to fall in love.
Okay. So somebody falls in love. What is the advice at that point for both people? So let's start with the person that falls in love. What is the advice for that person?
What was the advice set for me?
What?
What was set for me before I fell in love?
What were the boundaries?
That's what I meant. Yeah.
So they start it as, we are going to build a friendship. We are just going to be friends. We will maybe hook up once in a while. So it is a friends with benefits circumstance. That's all that's been discussed.
Okay.
There is no relationship. We're not looking for a relationship. We're not building a relationship. We're not going on dates. It's just a friends with benefits type relationship.
So I pop over, or you pop over, we get off and we leave. That's friends with benefits, right? We just come.
No, not necessarily. You might hang out. You might
But
go
you said
places.
We don't go on dates.
Dates are different.
The fuck it is.
Okay.
If you're hanging out with me, we're grabbing drinks.
All right, fine.
Maybe
Then
this
you go on
is my
dates.
ignorance. Maybe this is my ignorance. If
That
we're
is your
grabbing out and
ignorance.
we're getting a drink, that's a date.
It's not a date. Do you go out with your girlfriends?
Yeah, we go on
And do
dates
you
all the time.
and you think of that as a date?
Yeah. I'm like, I would eat her pussy in a second.
Well, then I am not going out with you ever anywhere. So don't ever
I
ask
eat
me
your
again.
pussy so quick.
So don't ever ask me again. Because if you
No.
think every time that we grab a drink before we shoot the shit on the fucking podcast that we're on a date, you got another thing coming.
When was the last time we grabbed a drink before we shot the shit?
The last time we recorded. And it was,
And what came from it? Nothing.
I didn't say anything came from it.
But I don't want, I understand what I'm saying, but I don't want you to think I'm just trying to bang everybody I hang out with.
Okay. Back to the fucking question. So you're in a friends with benefits relationship. Two people, not you. Take you out of the equation. Stop thinking about yourself. I know that you can't. I know that that's a hard concept for you to grasp. But we're not talking about you. We are talking about two strangers, two people that started as a friends with benefits situation. One person starts having feelings. What do you tell that person who starts having feelings? What advice do you give them?
I don't know the situation leading up to it. Like, what did they talk about first?
I literally just told you this.
But now you didn't. You said, like, this and this and this.
They talked about having a friends with benefits type situation. No feelings. No relationship.
You can't say no feelings.
Why can't you?
Because that's not realistic. At all.
Okay.
I don't care who the fuck you are.
Okay. In this circumstance,
Michelle has feelings for Bob. I don't care who she is.
In both situations, they both said no feelings.
They're both lying.
Okay, but that was the boundaries that they set. So now the boundaries have been set. I answered your fucking question. One person starts having feelings. What advice do you give them? Stop complicating this.
Michelle and Bob, you should have talked to each other more about the boundaries because you're lying to each other. I don't care what boundaries you set. We're going to be friends. We're going to high five. We're going to finger each other. We're going to peg each other. Someone's catching feelings. Even when you catch feelings, they're not going to communicate about it, and that's why it gets ugly.
So what advice do you give them?
Don't be friends with benefits.
Got it.
Do you think that's a smart idea?
So here's my question to you. Have you ever started any sort of something with someone and said, let's be friends. I don't want anything more than friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then what happened?
We stayed friends.
The fuck you did.
Andrew Aaron, I swear.
I can literally list people on my hand right now.
Since we reconnected?
No, in general.
All right, let's hear it. What are their names? Go.
No, I'm not going to say their names.
Please, list their names.
Will.
Okay. Friends. Go ahead.
And nothing's happened?
Not since we've established the...
So how did it start?
On the apps, which is always gross.
Okay, but how did it start? What were the boundaries that were set?
We set each other's boundaries, and now we're great friends.
You didn't set boundaries?
We did, and that's what I'm saying.
How did you... What were boundaries were set at the beginning to start?
We didn't set any to begin.
Exactly.
Go ahead, next.
What about that guy that you dragged out of the closet? What was his name?
I dragged out of the closet.
Yeah. Back when we first started dating. The one that went to Vegas with you.
Oh, okay. What about him?
All right. What kind of situation was that? That seems like a friends with benefits situation.
No, I was young and dumb, and he was full of cum. Go ahead, next one.
The point of the matter is
I'm
you
trash.
have been put.
I get it. The point of the matter is I'm trash.
So lots of fucking people out there are trash. Give them advice.
Don't do it. No, do it. Like we're all going to learn from each other's mistakes. We're all going to learn from our own mistakes.
No one's going to learn from your mistakes if you're not fucking giving them advice. This is the point of the fucking podcast.
You have way more advice to give than from me.
But
you're the one in shittier relationships than I am.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Are you not?
No, I'm not, actually.
Look me in the eyes and tell me you're not.
I'm not.
Okay. Thank you. We fighting. We're both trash. We're both toxic. What would your advice be to the people that have created these boundaries and have not stuck to their guns?
I don't have advice.
No, now you... On a podcast where we give nothing but advice, you have nothing to say.
Nope.
Andrew Aaron. Let's hear it. You often give great advice. Don't back down now. What would you tell yourself a year ago, 6 months ago?
Nothing.
Exactly. Because you have to learn from your mistakes. Right? Did you not learn from everything you went through this last year?
Yeah.
Right? So here we are. Am I wrong?
Nope. You're right. You're always right.
Thank you. But seriously, there's nothing you would say to your younger self?
That's not this fucking episode. We already did that episode.
Do you have any advice for people that are being trash humans?
No.
I feel like that's weird for someone that is that to say no, you have no advice. You have nothing? Andrew. So let's end the episode with what is your advice for people with friends with benefits?
What part of friends with benefits?
Any part of it. Like, what is your advice for people who have the idea or have been or want to be or could be or are?
I think friends with benefits are fine as long as you communicate about it.
That's it. Just do it. Just communicate about it.
Yeah.
What about when it gets messy?
Communicate.
And I agree. That's what this whole thing has always been about, is communication.
And if one person is getting messy and has feelings and they communicate it and the other person doesn't want it,
Punch them in the face.
end it. It can't continue.
I agree. But like, is it even that easier said than done?
No.
It is. I think it's easier said than done because I promise you, always one of the weirdos is going to have feelings. I promise you.
And that's fine.
That's on them. I get it.
No, it's on both of them. If the person who doesn't have feelings and doesn't want anything more needs to end it. Don't bait them along. Don't continue doing anything. End it. And I'm not saying end the friendship, end the benefits part. End whatever it is that is getting in the way. If the friendship is getting in the way, then end the friendship. If that's how it has to be, it's unfortunate, but it's unfortunate to end a relationship as well. If you're in a relationship that's going south, you got to end that too. It's not any different. If you're in a regular friendship that somebody fucking sucks and is a bad friend, end the friendship. If you're in a family member type relationship where your family member is a piece of shit, stop talking to them.
All this is much easier said than done.
It's not, though.
Have you done all of these things?
I've done every single one of them.
Wholeheartedly.
Wholeheartedly. A lot of them usually end with some sort of like ghosting where I just stop talking to the person. But that's not a problem either. Cut them off. Burn a bridge. Who the fuck cares?
I mean, I agree, but I just feel like it's not as easy as you're making it seem.
I think that in certain circumstances where you do want to save something, yes, it's going to be a little bit more difficult because you are going to hurt their feelings. And you want to try to keep that bridge. You want to try to keep some sort of relationship or friendship or something. Yes, that might be a little bit more difficult. But in the event that like you truly are cutting them off, like you truly don't want anything from them, who the fuck cares? Be honest. Cut them off. Stop talking to them. If that makes it easier for you, who the fuck cares? You don't want anything from them down the road, so who cares?
Because you should always be the priority.
Who should be the priority?
Yourself.
Correct.
It's what I'm saying is like, most people are just so worried about other people. Who the fuck cares?
If your fucking mom or dad or brother or sister or whoever the person is a toxic human being that is bringing down your mental health, get them out of your life. That is not helpful for anybody. What exactly are you holding on to? Why are you trying to save it? This friends with benefits situation. Why are you trying to save it?
Because most people are lonely.
Okay, find somebody else. There's plenty of people to find that are willing to suck your dick in the back alley or on your couch. wherever you feel more comfortable.
Or in your parents' basement.
Wherever you feel comfortable. You can find lots of people.
You're pertaining this all to gay men, it seems like. But like, there's women and lesbians.
Get your fucking clit licked in the back seat of a car. It doesn't matter. Somebody is willing to lick that clit.
No.
Somebody is willing to give you DP on the back
Double
of
penetration.
Yeah, on the back of your Honda Civic.
No, lesbians just want their clit licked in the back of the U-Haul
And that's
or in
fine.
their truck
Rent a fucking U-Haul.
in the middle of a cornfield
Corn, love it.
at a
Shove
Corn
that
festival.
shucked corn right up any hole.
shove that shut corn right in any hole. Got it. You heard that, lesbians?
That goes for gay men too. That goes for straight men. That goes for anybody.
Anybody, just shove that shut corn right in all your holes.
And it's safe because even if it was to go in the other way and come out, it's still gonna look the same.
Speaking of shuck corn, on June 29th, Andrew and I are doing a big gay event at Broken Goblet, and we are launching a beer that we have created, and we're going to have lots of gayness, musicians, food,
Fun.
vendors,
Lots and lots of fun.
lots of fun. By fun, he means he's going to meet you guys in the bathroom and fuck you all in the butt. It's like a glory hole full of Andrew. I might even get in line. Just kidding, I already had that. It's not that good. But no, you guys should stop by. That was rude, I'm sorry. Stop by, we're gonna have a lot of fun. There's gonna be great beer, great food, dancing, drag queens, vendors, and us.
And
What else
us.
is funnier than us? We roast each other live on stage. Right, Andrew?
We will see you then,
See you when?
June 29th.
And we'll see you when?
And we will see you next
See you
Tuesday.
next Tuesday. Bye.